Hi, Zoom Drain Empire. This is Tony Taccone from the Rochester, New York branch. And today I'm going to show you how to repair a broken cable or a cable that's been kinked that you have to cut off and put a repair end on. We are doing it in the shop right now, but for us, this is probably a once a month common fare on the job site. And the tools that I'm going to be using and or talking about are carried on all of our trucks as a mirrored image, so no one has a problem doing this efficiently. Today we're working with a 5/8 cable, inner core. The wire was sticking out and I pulled on it with a pair of channel locks to stretch it a little. After stretching it, I used a grinder and I cut it, okay? And it sucks back in a little bit. So you're able to get the repair coupler in. If you're using a hollow core cable, then of course you're not going to have to worry about that. With that being said, I would like to show you a few couplers that I have here. These two are rigid. One of them is for hooking up in the drum to a leader, and the other one is to hook up to the bit. This one right here is a Duracable one. And this gets us over to, here's an adapter that gets us over to a Spartan style blade with a bolt. We also run the flat style from General because we have a spectrum of bits that we like and for specific things, and not everyone makes them. These two repair ends right here are over the cable repair ends. This is a 3/8 to a rigid, but they also make it to a Spartan adapter. This is a 1/2 inch one, and they also make a 5/8 and 3/4 inch one, and all the sizes in between, like Spartan's 0.66 and so on and so forth. Okay, here's an adapter, of course, that gets you over to the Spartan. So the first thing that you're going to want to do on the job site is you're going to want to cut the cable, and you're going to want to cut it nice and evenly. Remember, on an angle is a bad thing because you want the repair coupler to go in and be nice and flat faced once it's tight. Okay, we suggest using a grinder. It doesn't matter if you're using a carbon wheel or a diamond blade, okay, but anything to cut it nice and smooth. Once it's cut, you're going to grab a drill. And in our trucks, we keep a standard hammer drill and a DeWalt set of drill bits. We've had the most luck with these DeWalt bits for longevity, but everyone has a preference and they're cost effective. You're going to want to get a bit that's the same inside diameter as the cable or close to it, and run it in to take the burrs off from cutting it. Once it's smooth and all the burrs are off, it's a simple process from here. You grab your repair coupler. Today I'm going to be using a rigid one, okay? And I'm going to end up using a flathead screwdriver that fits inside the bit, but you could use a pair of channel locks or a crescent wrench or whatever you have on site. Usually for us it's a pipe wrench, but today I'm going to be using this. You're going to want to grab the end, and it is a reverse thread. And there's a reason why these are reverse thread, and I'll tell you about that. And you're gonna start twisting it in. It's not gonna go in super easy. It's gonna fight you some. Once you're in, give it a final little boom to make sure you're there, and we got it in. On the job site, you're ready to start working again. The one thing that you have to remember is that if you have to put the machine in reverse because you're wrapped up on something, which I know is not as common, but if you have that scenario, this will back out, okay? It is made to tighten and stay tight while you're running the machine in forward. So for longevity, once that technician is done for the day, you're gonna have them come back to the shop, and you're gonna wanna put a spot weld between the coupler and the cable. Remember that the manufacturer puts a spot weld there. They don't run a full bead all the way around, And the reason why is because spring steel does not do well with heat, okay? And it brittleizes the steel, okay? And simply will warp it. So if you have the capabilities for putting a spot weld, we use a Hobart 220 and a 110 volt welder, which is a stick welder, okay? And I am able to put a spot weld there in 30 seconds. With that being said, this is how you repair and end on the job site. And for longevity, you're gonna put that spot weld. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.